Mastering emotional dominance in dating, turning triggers into tactical power. Emotional intelligence is one thing, but what if you could go beyond that? What if you could master your emotional world to the point where nothing could shake you? This isn't about controlling others. This is about controlling yourself in such a way that you become the one who shapes the interaction, the vibe, the outcome. You are no longer reactive, you are in charge. The power of stillness, control without flinching. When you're truly in control, the world around you can try to provoke you, and you won't flinch. She can insult you, ignore you, or try to throw you off balance, but you'll remain calm. Why? Because stillness isn't passivity, it's control, and control wins. Before we dive deeper, let's make one thing clear. This isn't advice for trying to win or manipulate women. This is about recalibrating your mind to operate from a place of absolute confidence and control, where you're not swayed by external triggers, but instead use them to direct the interaction in your favor. Part 1. The core mechanism, turning chaos into calm control. There's a hidden part of your mind that houses the traits you've denied or repressed: jealousy, rage, selfishness. Psychologists call this the shadow. It's not some spooky concept, it's real. These are the parts of you that society and childhood taught you to suppress. The part of you that gets furious when you're disrespected, or the one that feels insecure and hides it behind fake smiles. It's raw, unfiltered truth. Here's the twist: the shadow is not your enemy, it's your power. Denying it makes it sneakier, but owning it means you become unshakable. You integrate it, and that's when you stop being controlled by it. When you start owning your shadow, you no longer react impulsively or hide in fear. You control the situation. Example 1. When she tests. You imagine you're on a date and she drops a comment meant to push your buttons. Maybe she asks, "How many other girls are you seeing right now?" It's a test, right? A way for her to measure how much she has your attention. Most guys would panic and start backpedaling, trying to reassure her. But what if you could handle it without breaking a sweat? Instead of answering with insecurity, you remain calm and say something like, That's an interesting question. I only really focus on things that matter right now, and this conversation is definitely one of those things." You didn't backpedal, you didn't apologize, you simply controlled the frame. Her test was just a moment for you to show you were emotionally steady and not reacting to her provocation. This is what emotional dominance looks like. It's not about controlling her, but controlling your reaction. Part 2. The danger. When control turns cold. There's a dark side to this power. When you start mastering your emotions, you could become detached. You might stop showing vulnerability, or worse, you could start controlling the situation so much that you lose the ability to connect emotionally. Think about the guy who tries to be stoic all the time. At first it seems impressive. He's unshaken, in control, like an unmovable rock. But eventually, his lack of vulnerability makes him distant, and women start to feel that coldness, that wall, and they disengage. Example 2. The overly stoic guy, you've probably met him. The guy who never reacts. No matter how she pushes, he never seems to care. But here's the thing, that's not true emotional control. That's emotional avoidance. Women want to connect. They don't want to feel like they're talking to a brick wall. The key is to stay emotionally available without being emotionally reactive. Show that you can handle intense moments without losing yourself, but still remain open. Acknowledging your emotions in an authentic way adds depth to the connection. Part 3. The balance. How to lead without losing your soul. Here's where the real work happens. It's about finding balance between being controlled and being human. It's about using your emotional power strategically, not suppressing or overindulging in it. How do you do this? By integrating your darker traits, not letting them control you, but letting them guide your interactions with awareness. This is where you start leading with clarity and intent. Example 3. Using the shadow to your advantage. Imagine you're at a bar and you spot a woman across the room. You're not sure whether you should approach her or not, but here's the thing. Your fear of rejection is your shadow trying to protect you. The shadow is a survival mechanism, and it's trying to tell you, stay safe, don't risk it, but you don't let that fear control you. Instead, you use it. You acknowledge that fear exists, but you don't let it stop you. You walk up to her confidently, smile, and say, "I'm not sure why, but something about you made me want to come say hi." You used your shadow, fear, to fuel you, not control you. That's the essence of emotional dominance, mastering the silent power of emotional dominance. By now, you should realize that this isn't just about gaining control in one moment or one conversation. It's about mastering your entire emotional world. You no longer react impulsively when she throws a curveball. Instead, you stay calm and strategic, taking the time to decide how to act, not just react. The more you practice this, the stronger your frame becomes. Example 4. Handling conflict with poise. Let's say she gets upset during an interaction. Maybe you said something she didn't like. Most guys would start scrambling for reassurance or apologizing profusely. Instead, you stay calm and say, "I see that you're upset. Let's figure this out." You've de-escalated the situation by being emotionally in control. Instead of getting wrapped up in the chaos, you've positioned yourself as someone who knows how to handle emotional turbulence, which is highly attractive. Conclusion: the power of integration. This process isn't about erasing your dark side, it's about integrating it, turning what was once a weakness into a strength. When you own your shadows, you don't need to hide behind a fake persona. You stop trying to be perfect or constantly seeking approval. You embrace who you are, fully and unapologetically, and that raw authenticity is magnetic. When you've integrated your shadow, you don't need to seek validation. You no longer fear rejection because you already accept yourself, and that acceptance makes you irresistible. So, are you ready to stop playing by the rules they've trained you to follow? Are you ready to integrate your dark side and lead with silent, unwavering power? The choice is yours. But remember, emotional dominance isn't about controlling others. It's about controlling yourself, and that's where true power lies.